This car totaled, and a closer look, there's a piece of wood that pierced through the metal roof of this car. The storm may be out of this area today, but clearly there's a lot of work ahead for so many. Rescuers on the move are navigating some areas on boats. It's the only way they can get around neighborhoods still underwater in South Carolina. It is about ankle deep now, but we are told just yesterday this was waist high. So the conditions here appear to be improving, but again, the governor is asking residents to stay vigilant. Safely on the ground after fearing for their lives. More bad news for the airline, already facing scrutiny from the FAA because of emergency landings and mechanical issues. Now, some of them came out here without these tickets they need to get inside, but they say just being here and being able to pay their respects here in Ali's hometown, that's all that matters. What, if anything, they found, authorities are not saying, but we do know that what they are searching for are any clues that can help them zero in on a motive here.
This was an act of terrorism.
The president also explained while it is imperative we stay vigilant and relentless, it's also important to remember that we cannot make decisions based on fear.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Nearly 90,000 residents are on the run and a state of emergency declared across Alberta province.
It was something out of an apocalyptic movie or something.
Authorities say it could be days before they can even begin to look into a cause. 80 million people on the East Coast buried by the blizzard of 2016. This storm shattered records in so many cities. Here in New York City, take a look. Even with all this, turns out we missed breaking the all-time snowfall record by 1/10 of an inch. New evidence suggesting the 41-year-old former reporter Bryce Williams, whose real name was Vester Flanagan, was preparing to evade authorities.
Suspect is believed to be armed and dangerous. Use caution.
The station did order Flanagan to get counseling before firing him 2 years ago. Counseling for behavioral, not mental health issues. Overnight, the worst fears confirmed for these anguished mothers.
It's terrible. He's my only child.
Christine Leinenen and Mina Justice, both learning their sons are among the dead.
He said he was going to die and he loved me. That's the last thing I heard.
Justice sharing these heartbreaking text messages revealing her son and others were held hostage inside this gay nightclub in Orlando.
We're being told possibly up to 15 remaining in the club that are barricaded in.
There was bodies everywhere, and I was crawling. I just kept crawling.
The 3 hours of terror ending after SWAT officers breach a wall of the club and exchange gunfire with the suspect. This morning, authorities are releasing more names of those who did not make it out alive and revealing new details about the gunman, Omar Mateen. According to authorities, the 29-year-old arrived at the club armed with an AR-15 type assault rifle, a handgun, and an unknown number of rounds of ammunition, well organized and prepared. Then called 911 after the shooting began to pledge his allegiance to ISIS. His ex-wife says she is shocked but not surprised.
Honestly say that this was a sick person. This was a sick person that was really confused.
So again, 50 people killed and 53 others are still in the hospital this morning. And for those families still waiting for any news on their loved ones, investigators say they will be updating those family members later this morning. Remembering a champ on his terms, Muhammad Ali mapping out his own send-off, starting with this 19-mile procession past his childhood home to his final resting place. Tens of thousands traveling from across the country and around the world to show the boxing giant the dignity and respect he deserves.
Be gone, but he's still gonna live. He will live forever.
This isn't just a day. This is something that he rejuvenates in all of us, that feeling again.
Capping off the day, a memorial service for 30,000. The free tickets were gone in under an hour. Dignitaries and celebrities among the attendees, including Bill Clinton and Billy Crystal as eulogizers and Will Smith as a pallbearer. The celebration of Ali started Thursday with this traditional Muslim prayer service, bringing 15,000 people of all races and religions under one roof.
Use the exalted position of fighter in the ring to deal with social justice beyond the ring.
Fans and friends calling Ali a champion in and out of the ring, whose words inspired generations, but his voice seldom heard in recent years as he struggled with Parkinson's. But Ali's grandson shared this with us on Thursday, the champ giving him this final piece of advice. Following the private burial ceremony, the family will join the thousands gathered here for the public memorial service. President Obama will not be here because we understand his daughter Malia is graduating today. Elizabeth Hur, ABC News, Louisville. Bill Cosby and his defense team now preparing for a showdown against accuser Andrea Constand in court. A Pennsylvania judge siding with prosecutors and ruling there is enough evidence to proceed with a criminal case.
We want to seek the truth. We're here to serve justice.
Cosby stands accused of drugging and sexually assaulting the former Temple University employee in his Pennsylvania home in 2004. The judge reaching her decision after hearing from 3 officers involved with that initial investigation, including the detective who interviewed Constand. That detective testified that Constand told police Cosby gave her 3 blue pills and wine. She then had blurred vision, couldn't talk, and felt paralyzed.
It was intoxicating to her and that she was unable to consent.
Cosby's defense team has maintained the comedian is completely innocent of the charges and that the encounter was consensual. They tried to argue that there were inconsistencies in Constand's statements, to no avail.
The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office had the opportunity to present this witness in a court of law, place her under oath, and allow her to be confronted with her accusations. They chose not to.
If convicted, Cosby faces up to 10 years in prison. Right now, he is free on $1 million bail, and his arraignment is set for July. Elizabeth Hur, ABC News, Norristown, Pennsylvania.